ukumona uyu akanaka ukumona zvari kuita anoteerera kana ukadi kumbetosa uyu satino uyu akona Tino zvari kuita bhozi racho machiroti mamungasei mama mapedza kuimba ndopamunozota sei mapedza kuimba zvenyu madanonesa maofaring nyenyu makondo makudena pamberi pechechi.
Alright, welcome to my third lecture, guys.
Yes, I am Christian.
I am a religious person. I was raised in a Christian family, Methodist, but I don't subscribe to organized religion, but I am religious in that I believe there's a God. Yeah.
Well, my family are Catholic, and I'm still confused. So literally, I can be. I think when I'm down, I'm very religious. When I'm really low, that's when I'm like, God help me. But when life is going good, I'm like, life is okay. It's okay. So I kind of forget, to pray sometimes.
I'm going to answer that question in two folds, I like to think, because I think I know what you mean by what this question means when it says, are you a religious person? I don't think I'm a religious person. I am a Christian and I'm a follower of Christ. And Christianity is classed as a religion for understanding purposes, but Christianity is more so a relationship as opposed to a religion.
Yes, I'm a Christian and I am a Seventh-day Adventist. Honestly speaking, I usually have two thoughts. Either they're trying to become a Proverbs 31 woman, they are a Proverbs 31 woman, or they're just doing it as a bio. As in, it's just for show.
I try not to judge people. I try not to judge people. Now, I know what this verse means. And in previous conversations, I've found out that a lot of people don't know what it means, or at least don't fully understand the gravity of what it means. So it's something that we throw around, I'm at Proverbs 31, but we don't fully understand what it means. So I see that, I'm like, okay, that's interesting. Good on you. But yeah, that's literally my thoughts.
I feel like there's slight judgment on my part because I'm looking at what they've put, and if I don't know them and I've just seen maybe a couple of pictures and stuff, and I'm like, hey, ooh, you're a Proverbs, what? Really?
I genuinely think nothing of it. I just feel like Munarun go show that they are faithful, or they have some sort of faith in religion. I mean, sometimes it's a feel good factor to say, "No, I'm a virtuous man, man of God, man of faith, do the boo, do the boo." But I don't go away thinking, "Yep, definitely she's hardcore Christian like that." It's just something put in their bios. People put in their bios, I think. I guess that's how I take it.
Some of them, they just put it because they think it's something cool.
I used to have this actually.
Okay. That, for me, I'll stay away from you. What I mean is I'll stay away from you. You put a verse that like that, right? And then my picture or poster that shows me you don't know what that verse means. So what comes in my mind is this person doesn't know what she's talking about. She's just posting a verse for the sake of she just want to get attention from boys or anyone. So for me, it's something that I would rather stay away from.
You know, like when you see it and you think, oh, they're trying to be holier than thou. That's something that I need to work on. Especially when you know that they've got a lot to work on themselves.
I think it was what comes when she's just begging for attention, to be honest. Just trying to make the mandoms think that, oh yeah, I'm a prayerful woman, I'm a proverbs wise. I think people use it in the wrong term now. Proverbs, a woman, whatever. Now it's just for sure, I believe. Because I just used to put it there so that a guy can think, I can pray.
Maybe that's, her past. And she's working towards being a Proverbs 31 woman. And she's trying to show you that everyone can change.
To find a virgin in this going on.
One thing that I always say is you have to understand the Bible for the Bible. I can't speak for other religious beliefs. You have to understand the Bible as a book of not just words, but as a book of principles. You have to understand the principle behind what it is saying.
Again, the Bible, if we're going to go with the Bible and the context of things in the Bible, it's applicable to its time. Do you know what I mean? Like, in its time, it would make sense that a woman is a virgin, or do you want to wait before marriage, or you can wait before marriage, because the wait isn't that mad. People got married at 15 in them times. Women would get their first period and, you're ready. You could be somebody's wife.
I've just recently wrote a book that I was explaining some of these concepts, and one of the things that I was saying is you don't understand, as a young person who's never had the opportunity to sit under somebody who explains it, why sex before marriage is bad, or why rushing into relationships is bad. It's only when you go through relationships and then things go wrong and then you have to pay the price and to suffer, then you understand. You're like, oh, I think I understand it. There's an element of safeguarding that is in there as a principle. There's an element of preservation that is there. There's an element of instilling certain values that is in there. That is the core, the message, and the what is being pushed, as opposed to just don't have fun.
Anywhere you go, you're seeing 14-year-olds having sex.
If a girl comes to me right now and knows that I need the virgin, I'll shake her hand and say, hey, see my sister, well done. Serious. I won't even laugh at her. I'll say, oh, my sister, well done. Because nowadays girls, they will think sex is everything, but it's not. Serious. I'll shake her hand with my sister. I'm so proud of you. Keep it up. Because if you're not gonna my 14 years, the way they are dressing, or my 13, 14, you'll be surprised that even manau you atokura zokutodai so same as that girl parikenda kupatu. Do you see the way she was dressing? She didn't even think of, okay, I'm not even supposed to be dressing like this in front of this man.
Now more than anything, talking about sex has become so taboo when you're like young. So when something is taboo, or when something is like, you know, like when you tell a child you don't have this, that's all they want.
I was one of those people that if you tell me something, I'll go and do the other stuff. So don't draw hey, Brazil. As it. So when it comes to kids now, sex and all this kind of stuff, they think something that they are seeing as a normal thing to people, and nobody will even say anything because they think it's okay.
I think in family households and stuff, because you're religious, stop hiding your children away from the fact that sex is out there.
But it's the society that you are in, and the parents, they are not even teaching their kids this.
Teach them about it, train them what to do when the temptation arises, so that they're better equipped. They know what they're, potentially gonna come across.
Our generation
is fucked up.
Is in trouble because nobody is doing anything, and these kids, they are so sensitive. If you try to tell them, oh, don't do this, uri baba wangu here ukwenda sei izvo zvacho zvandataura kuti nini vana vangu ndoda kuti vakurire kuzimbabwe, and handidi vana vangu every time vanenge every holiday nechivasenda kuzimbabwe, because I know kuti kana akakura ari kuzimbabwe, all this nonsense havambozviti. Unoswera warohwa, serious, unoswera warohwa, all this nonsense zvekunzi unenge wada kumbotaura kuti ukamutaura kuti usapfeke zvakatifekera izvi, ombotaura kuti ndomupfekero ndozvikuita vanhu uri kuzimbabwe, unoswera warohwa neshamhu. Trust me, I'm not even lying.
You're right. You rarely find them at 18, and that's because most of us, and I'll say us, failed to meet the standard of what the scripture says. And that's okay, for all have sinned and fallen short of the glory of God.
Yes, teach it that, like, before marriage, the reasons why you shouldn't have sex before marriage, never mind 18. Stop saying don't have sex before marriage and then just putting a full stop next to it. Have a whole paragraph, have a conversation and tell them this is the reason, this is why we believe, that if you're having sex before marriage, there's a whole connection that you're having with somebody else. You're giving a part of yourself to somebody else. Like, explain the reasons behind why you believe what you believe. And I think children are more understanding when they have a reason behind why they shouldn't do something. Or, do you know what I mean? Like, it just makes more sense to me that if you teach from young, they're less likely to want to do certain things.
Like, what is marriage? Like, to us, usually marriage is nothing to us. It's just like a game. Like, oh yeah, I want to have a white wedding, I want to get married, that's it for sure. So I always say, sex before marriage is nothing now. Everyone can just open their legs, really. We don't respect our bodies. It's going back to the proverbs, woman, you are. See, people just put on the status just for sure. But literally, like, you're opening your legs for how many boys, how many girls, or whatever you're doing. So yeah, and boys just insert it everywhere these days. This generation is fucked up.
I'm okay starting at 18. But here it's 16, even 14, 13. They're having sex and their parents, they won't even say anything. They will say, oh, let's have the talk. I don't know why when people, they say, oh, let's have the talk, and they never really have the talk. Wow, yatigare pasi izvo kuti tiri kuzimbabwe tikatounzwa kunzi shamwari wakanumburisa mwana wavanhu uri kubva parapa, unoenda notsaka kwaunogara we nemwana wavanhumburisa and they won't mess around. If you waita zvinhu zvako zvawaita, we know you're old enough to be interested in girls, but wakanumburisa mwana wavanhu watokura watomunhu mukuru, you have to find your own way you are going to live with that girl. So wakanzwa zvinhu zvakadaro let's say uri 16 unongototi aiwa rega ndombomira because nini nemusikana wangu tingaite zvetingakisane zvedu tikaita nekupanana mahagi, but with that area we are not living God there because I'm trying to figure out what I'm supposed to do with my own life. But they even encourage you to have sex with your girlfriend. You are dating her, you haven't slept with her yet. Come on, my brother, go and sleep with her. She probably sleeping with the other guys. But hey,
Well, if my mom watches this, she's gonna know now.
Oh gosh, that means I need to remember. Can you imagine?
I've told a bag of stupid lies, yo. I'm trying to think. What's the stupidest lie I've ever told? And then I've started asking myself, why the fuck did I tell that lie?
stupid. Oh wow, I have to think about that because I always deal when it comes to women. I always deal with stupid stuff, anyways. In general or go scan. Okay. I can't want that one. I'm trying to think which one is it that I can say this one is the one.
Stupid. Wait, that my dad is Robert Mugabe, the person, believe me. Actually, remember, wait, Ashley said, my dad is Robert Mugabe. The person was like respecting me, you know, they were scared of me. Like, it literally went on for like 2 months or 3 months.
Where was this?
Uni. So they thought I was an international student. Now people respected me, you know, for a while. I was like, I'm gonna start using that a lot.
Oh, my soup. See, one of my ex, I was just trying to see if she can take me back. I told her, oh, it was bad for me breaking up with you. That was a lie, but she was actually really want me back, so I ended up regretting doing that. So that was stupid.
What?
I did this that I texted the girl that I dated in Zimbabwe a long time ago, and then I said, oh, I regret breaking up with you. Do you think I still have a chance? And they said, oh yeah. And then she ended up starting texting me non-stop, and I ended up regretting that. I ended up regretting doing that. Saka uchadzoka rini? Iwe ndikudzoka next week pandoenda kufonera. Andokufona. Saka uri kumnati ndakauya ndiri kuzimbira kwamai achi. You know my sister, she's always want me to do something. And also uri kubana ndakazodzokera. Luckily ndine mapicture ndikapotora paairport kudhara dhana ndangosendera mapicture chaiwo. Ndakauya otona ndatodzokera sora ndakanozogona anzi saka ndezvipuko zvava kutiitira zvinatati shamwari, I was busy shamwari, you know how big my family is. Ndakaenda kumabvuku, ndakaenda kumbare, ndakaenda kumasvingo, ndaita sei. But I never ran out of excuses anyways. Yeah. That was the stupidest. That was one of the stupidest one. I was just trying to see if she can take me back, but she did.
So I broke my wrist a couple of years ago, and it was because I was in a club and someone spilled a drink on the floor, and I slipped in my heels and I tried to catch my fall. And then I broke it, but I didn't know it was broken until like the next day when I went to hospital. So I kind of said that I fell down the stairs and I tried to catch myself on the stairs. And then, because where the break is, it is a really stupid line. Where the break is, it went all the way like this. So how you can do that on the stairs, I don't know. But yeah.
Does your mum know?
She does now. No, she already said to me, "Are you sure you didn't break it when you were drunk?" No, Mum, no. I wasn't drunk. The person just spilled drink on the floor.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to go with Shaggy. It wasn't me.
One time, I once lied that I came from a school that I didn't actually come from at that time. So I transferred schools. I transferred schools from a school that was in Chegutu, and then I went to Harare, and then I came back to Chegutu. So when I went back to the new school, I said I've come from the school that's in Chegutu, not the previous school I came from. You know what I mean? So I wasn't actually coming from that school. I was coming from another school, but that was the school I was at, like prior to the school I actually came from. And then so when it came out, someone asked someone from that school, and it's like, Mercy, cities come from your schools. Like, I don't know that nigga. I've never been to my school before. That guy actually started at school when I just left that school. You know what I mean? So now I got a whole bag of explaining to do, and it was just such a stupid lie. Like, why did I even tell that lie? This is the stupidest lie. Yeah, and I won't count the lies that I've told my mom that were just stupid because I was just shook. But yeah.
I have a lot of these conversations with people. So recently I've been getting told a lot that, because I always say I'm going to pray on it, or I need to pray on it. Because I think prayer is important. And I've been getting told prayer doesn't work. You shouldn't pray. Prayer doesn't work. So for me, it's like, if prayer doesn't work for you, maybe you're doing it wrong. Because I've got multiple times when I've prayed and it's worked. Do you understand? But there's also the whole thing where people go, prayer without works is dead. And I think that's very true. Like, I had a conversation with my girl yesterday. I was like, you could easily be praying for a job, but you've locked yourself in your room. You don't even have a CV. You're not on anything looking for a job. Nobody knows you're looking for a job, and you're expecting a job to just fall in your lap because you've prayed on it. Like, God helps those who help themselves. Do you understand? No one's just going to knock on my door and be like, here's a job, if I'm not doing something about it. So you need to pray so that the job that you're looking for, something can get done. Someone will notice,
I think it is very small-minded to say that, for the sake that you can't outdate scripture. It's called, I don't know the religion, I'm speaking from Christianity point of view. It's called the living word, not a dead word, but a living word, because it's alive. And when something is alive, it's progressive in nature, it's adaptive in nature, which means that in every season that you find yourself in, the word has the ability to fit even there. So there's not a place that you find yourself that the word is like, oh, I think this is where I stopped. Because if you go into the prophecies, you'll find that they are prophetic words that are being fulfilled now.
Things have changed and people are looking less to religion because they want to blame religion for a lot of things. And it's just, it was said that these things were going to happen.
So if you say that because the time have moved, yes, they're moving to fulfill what is in the scripture, and scripture continues to go until the apocalypse. And we've not yet, seen the apocalypse. So that means scripture is still going.
Not really, because I just feel religion is like, it came from back in the day. So I feel like we should still like respect religion, because like I think it's just coming from your family. If your family are really like religious and everything, but now people we move out of our houses, we go to uni, you're seeing 15-year-olds drinking everything, which I feel like sometimes our generation, our parents are failing us. They're not teaching us how to carry on religion once we move out of the house, once we're like teenager, pre-teen and everything. So I feel like it's our parents that are failing us. So it's difficult, really.
Again, organized religion and just having religious beliefs or values to some degree, I feel there's a massive contrast from that, and I think that's why it's part of the reasons why, because things have changed so much and you can't follow organized religion. And even before things changed, organized religion always had its pitfalls. It always has the goal of indoctrination somewhere there. So I think it's actually good that we shouldn't really abide by organized religion.
One thing that the word says is that heaven and earth will pass away. So you and me will go, but the word is going to remain because it is alive, and you can't kill a word. When a word is released, a word stays. It stays in the atmosphere, it stays in the environment because that's how powerful the word is. So I don't think that it is wise to say that because the time has moved, so we should now forsake religion. If we do that, then what is going to govern us?
It's hard to explain because we need religion to keep people in check, and other people, they don't see it as if they in a religion, they see it as like it's a mind control. You are being forced to do something that you don't want to do.
What is going to give us direction? What is going to give us foresight? Of where we ought to go, how we ought to go, how we ought to behave, how we ought to to navigate through some of these difficult times which are coming. Pandemics have been prophesied. Locusts being released onto the earth has been prophesied. Natural disasters have been prophesied. We're seeing all of these things now. So the scripture is still very much alive and very potent still, even in this time. So we can't leave it. We won't leave it.
So it's hard to say we don't need religion. We do need it. In other area, we don't need it because of the conflict that it brings.
As we've seen, because Zimbabwe, people are getting sold anointed oil for stupid money. I mean, there's churches that charge you $1 to get in there. Like, legit. That's stupid. That should, yeah. If religion is making you fucking let another guy spray bygone on you, or make you eat grass, or make you eat snakes that turn out to be poisonous and then you die, or if someone is telling you to give them their underwear so they can pray for you, the underwear, if they're going to tell you that they can give you anointed sperm, ban religion, fam. If you lot are going to be stupid enough to fall for that, in the guise of organized religion, I think we might have to move away from organized religion to save you for the sake of your stupidity.
Okay. I love this question because I get asked this question so many times. One of the things that we fail to do as human beings is accept personal responsibility. People will say right now, Zimbabwe's gone through a lot of things. So many innocent people are dying. Did God sit on his throne and casually say, you know what we're going to do? We're going to make that president a dictator. We're going to make these guys in government not care for the people. We're going to make them brutalize people. He didn't do that. Those are personal choices. There are a lot of things. There are a lot of philosophy has a theory that is called the law of causation, which says that everything that happens is as a result of something that happened. And the people who make that thing happen is people. If I punch somebody, there is a cause to that. They might not punch me because I'm bigger than them, but when they get to where they go, maybe to their family, something small happens and it sets them off because there's something that was planted from the action that I did. So I feel like there's a lot of stuff that is human inflicted We as humans inflict pain on other humans. This is how you have people raping people. It's not God, it's people. Those are personal choices. If God is to be God, then he has to observe his own word. He gave us what is called free will. And free will is for everybody. It means you can choose to do good and you can choose to do bad. Unfortunately, for those who choose to do bad, they tend to do bad to bad and good people because they don't observe moral compass. You know, it's not a matter of because this person is bad, I'm going to do bad to them. They do bad to everybody. When rain comes, it rains on everybody.
Because I'd like to believe that God gave people free will. And one of the things that come with having free will is do what you want. That's that. It's like, I'll give you the will to do what you want. But if consequences happen, that's you. You know what I mean? Like, if God says you can do what, everyone's got free will, and you decide, I'm going to use my free will to kill another person, yeah, as fucked up as it sounds, that's free will. Because the minute God intervenes and stops you, he's taking away that free will.
So I feel like there's a lot of stuff that is human inflicted, and God can infringe his will on us. He can force it on us and say, you know what, I'm going to make you not do that, because we become puppets. And if he makes us puppets, then he's not God, because he's not given us free will. So he's not who he claims to be. So I think there's a lot of stuff that is definitely human caused, not God caused. And it will be unfair to blame that on God.
Do you know what I mean? You've got free will. Don't blame God. Don't now then blame God for someone's assholeness that they've chosen to do with their free will. We've all been given free will. Just because someone's a dickhead enough to go and do some heinous shit, you can't put that on God. That's that guy, I think. That's how I see it. That's because if God didn't kill Lucifer himself, Satan, the devil, you already know what one with that free will thing. That's why it's like that. You do what you will. There's consequences.
inino Mwari ariko ndozvo Mwari ariko kudenga because of the things zvakandiitwa muupenyu hwangu inini.
When it comes to religion and like trying to convince people as to why I have faith, I'm not the strongest, because I'm like, faith is a personal thing. I see God in my life constantly. I see it in the way my mom loves me. I see it in her eyes. I see it in my friends and my family. When why would you blame God when you know there's a counter? You don't believe in God without believing in the devil. It's so easy to just go, when things are going really, really bad, just be like, why would God do this? And I'm like, if you go through a test and you fail the test, you don't get discouraged by it, you try again, right?
My atheists, the way they don't view, they don't think that God exists at all. In their mind, they won't even view anything. They will just say, oh, we were born, we exist, and then we die. They never believe in anything whatsoever. My point is, God is in everything that we do. In our dreams, whatever that we do is everywhere. So how you view God, how you view other things, it depends on a person. Yeah. Exactly.
I always say this question. I always question God every week. It's like, okay, if God was still there, like was there for real, like why is there poverty and everything? Why are we suffering? Why do we go through so much pain? Like for me, why do I go through so much? When I say God help me, where is he? But people say be patient, be patient. How long am I? I've been patient for like how many years? I still go through the same bullshit each day. Where, God, like where are you?
Because the way that they view things, they are not even considered how Wakazar was saying, or they are thinking of there's bad things. Yes, there are bad things, and bad things they are not going to be stopped as no war never end. Do you know why? It's not Marwaripo, but wonder the pair. Yeah, they are crazy because they are fighting for something that is out of their control. Let's be honest. This is something that is out of everybody's control. You want to add your own opinion to something that you know it's impossible to control.
Your daughter comes to you and she says, I'm an atheist.
I'm telling you, Shangmar, you need to go and rethink what you are talking about. Do you even know what atheists mean?
No one said that having faith in being a Christian was going to be an easy journey. I personally believe that the reason why the innocent people struggle so much is because the devil's working so much harder to try and get them. For a lot of people who have everything, it's because the devil doesn't really need to do much. You know, he's like, well, I've won these ones. The ones that have the stronger faith are the ones that I need to put more pressure on, that I need to do all of these bad things. Like, the world wasn't created for nothing but for our good. It's only through sin that, like, all of this is happening. And for me, the comfort that I have is knowing that this isn't my forever home. This is a stopgap. So there's something better after this.
They're crazy because they think the argument doesn't make any sense. Could you go there, white bad things? But that as make sense because what you even think about that kind of question in the first place? Let's be honest. Funga dzako funga say kuti pasi but okay this is zviitika saka kuvenga cheko cheko you are not even consider ndakazvarwa and all this kind of stuff is one way zvauri kuita kuvenga cheko cheko. Let's be honest. Who thinks like that? That was lack of. I don't know who bring that question. That was lack of thinking. That was lack of thinking. Because there's something that is out of our control. No matter how hard we try to figure things out, that is something that is bad things. They're always going to happen, good and bad. There are always things that is going to happen. We are going to have some good things. We are also going to have the bad. It's part of life. So you can't say you can only view bad things, you never really view the good things. The argument, they are viewing the good, they're only viewing the bad things, they're not even thinking about what is good. If they say, okay, I'm a Christian, oh, since I can and there's a God. So what are we going to argue about now? You are thinking about the bad, I'm thinking about the good. Right? If you're starting an argument, what are we going to argue about?
The strength that I get when I feel like I've got nothing left to give, and the community and the family which you gain other than your given family. Like, I've got so many brothers and sisters through Christ, like, that I couldn't imagine my life without. But the strength alone that I get, I'll be going through just about anything and everything, and when I think, nope, this is it, I'm done, all it takes is that, that heart prayer, that you're not speaking, you're not thinking, it's that inward, silent heart prayer, and you're like, there's like a surge, there's a strength that comes from somewhere other than yourself, that's like, no, you can do this, I believe in you, like, I'm carrying you through this, like, you've got this.
It's a community, how church church they tend to support each other. when it comes to things who do the different macheche kuno necheche kuZimbabwe, because if something happened mwana wako, let's say iwe utinoita mwana wako, right, waenda kujeri, kuno kids anoiswa muchini what do they call this, child support and child services kuri kuZimbabwe. You can even live with someone munhu wekuchechi asitori relative or anything like that, right?
What I love about Christianity, or rather this relationship that I have with God, is that it's a love relationship. And the love is immeasurable, is unfathomable. You can't fully comprehend it. You know, it don't make sense. It don't even make sense. And that's what I love about it. Because if it made sense, I definitely believe that I'm one of those who are just unlovable, you know, just by the standards of man, unlovable. But what the faith does is, in spite of all of that, you know, I'm still loved. In spite of all my mistakes, I'm still loved. While people might turn away from me, I'm still loved. While people may disregard me, I'm still loved. You know, that's what I love more than anything, because I think that love is the foundation of everything. When you love a person right, you empower them. When you love a person right, you enable them.
What I love about my religion is that they're not too strict on how like a woman should dress and how to present yourself in church. Like if I go to church, because my family, they're Catholic, so I can literally go in like this, no one will judge me. But other religions, you know, you have to proper dress up, makeup, everything. I love that everyone's just so flexible. No one will judge you or anything.
One thing I like about my religion is that notion of unconditional love, like I just touched upon before, saying that if he loves you so much in a way we can't comprehend, he's willing to forgive us. I always do that when I go to pray to God, when I really want something. I'm like, shit. Now he's just going to look at me like, oh, I always think that, but then I also always think, that's what the devil wants me to think. You punk ass bitch. So yeah, I love that about my religion, that it's saying no matter how fucked up you are, you can come to me and I will forgive you. One thing I hate about my religion is where it's so easy to my slimy ass niggas to hijack it and use it for their own means. Yeah, I won't state names, but there's enough of them niggas.
What I don't like, however, is the fact that it has been manipulated by men. Obviously, it has been manipulated by men in positions of power to mean what they want it to mean, so that they can monopolize people. And I don't really like that, particularly because there's a level of ignorance that people have where scriptures is concerned. So anybody can come up and say, I'm a man of God, and take one scripture and manipulate it, and people will follow because people don't read for themselves. There's a level of laziness that I feel that our religion as Christians lacks, or has, if you will. I was talking to my friends, and they were saying that as Muslims, from a very young age, they are made to read the Quran, if you will. They're made to read it, to memorize it, so that they have information. And where Christians is concerned, it's like we don't have that level of discipline. Therefore, it is very easy for us to be manipulated. It is very easy for somebody to push a narrative that they want through scripture, because we don't know. We don't know what the scripture actually really says. That's something that I really, really do not like about the Christian faith.
Sometimes there's a lot of he said, she said, you know. You get one side that's like a family, and then you get the other side that want to label you with certain things because your journey is not going the way that they think it should be going. So they start talking and rather than praying for you. Like I don't like that, and I think as a church, as a family, we need to uplift rather than push people further down than where they currently are, where they could be.
Like, to be honest, you know, there's like ladies, because Zimbabwe Catholics, they do this they call it cheetah, I don't know what it's called in English, whatever groups, whatever ladies groups, and I feel like it's just gossip. And women, they cheat. Everyone sleeps with whose husband, nah. That's what I don't like. It's like, it's a mess. My grandma said, "Oh, I should be in that cheater thing." I said, for someone to sleep with my man. That's what the all around. What they do is a gossip group. They don't follow God. It's just gossip. Who's cheated? Who's done what? Yeah.
They discuss it in the groups.
In a church group. Actually, do some lady, yeah. Her man went to cheat, yeah. And then he died at the side chick's house, and my grandma had to go and rescue them.
Wow.
And it was a hoo-ha in church. Imagine they'll be fighting in church, everything.
And the bad thing is, when it comes to Ponewano, wananga achenda kuma night clubs, wananga wachitazo not also kuenda pa church or pa itase pamberi pe church also donate ma condom. That is one of the thing that is bad. Because anamanda ndo wanoita the series because the way that they wananga support our boys nengeri shimba pamberi pe church. Mwanangu tafadzwa ukumuona uyu akanaka ukumuona zvari kuita anoteerera ka ukadi kumbetosa uyu sa Tino uyu ukona Tino zvari kuita the boys racho machirova mamungasei mama mapedza kuimba ndipo pamunozota sei mapedza kuimba zvino madainoisa maofering nyenyu makondo makudena pamberi pechechi. Isusu vanhu vacho vamunenge muchiti nafato tiite zvinhu zvakati tedzese vanhu zvakati isu tezotanga kuzokukavhurati because takuzotanga kuzotsika makondomu achiro madhiraga nemakumbo edu kuti vanhu vasazovotesise vasaonete kuti ana blas mukunzi muri masenti imi mukunzi vanhu vamwari ndimune muchitoita zvinhu zvakawanda kumashuro. So that's one of the problems that I have with they should never judge people kuti ari kuya muchechi ari kuita zvinhu zvakati. No. Kana munachova muchechi, try to get to know this, try to get kugara pasi kuti mwana uyu akamira sei chaizvo. Munhu chaiye anoita his actions, are they matching the things that they do in church, or kana abuda panzapo anenge ane mabhebha ake 15-14 zvakaena Sunday panosvika pachechi nokuimbira him song so yekuti vanhu vese munopinda mumweya mwekuti noita kuti blaza vavaimba panapo vanhu blaza vaimba panapo. So for me, I broke one of the best things. They never want to judge a moon. They won't argue church, but they never really go and see what is doing outside the church. That's where my problem is.
Be about what the church is meant to be about. Bring people close to God. Don't push them away. A lot of people are leaving the church because they feel like it's not home anymore. Do you know what I mean? And they're preferring to do smaller churches or smaller groups. And for me, it's about the community. Like, commune with people, love one another, literally uplift.
Kuti vanhu vanoimba kuchechi vanenge vasingagona kuimba vanongosiyiwa kunzi vaimbe. And nobody will say anything.